On October 20th, 1979, Richard Marvel and John Staniforth entered Cote Gill Pot, carrying drilling equipment and explosives. They planned to blast through a rock blockage, retreat to a safe distance, and later return to inspect the result. The blast went off, but neither man returned to the surface. Cote Gill Pot was a small, cramped cave in the Yorkshire Dales. Its known passages stretched for less than 800 feet and consisted mainly of narrow shafts, short drops, and tight horizontal sections. At the lowest point of the cave, a stream disappeared into a flooded passage. Dye tests suggested that the water eventually reached a nearby spring, which meant that more cave might exist beyond the block section. That was why Marvel and Staniforth had come with explosives. They descended through the entrance pitch and followed the main passage deeper underground. After passing through several narrow sections and short drops, they reached a 15-foot ladder pitch. After descending to the lowest part of the cave system, near the flooded sump, Richard Marvel and John Staniforth began preparing the blast. They drilled shot holes into the rock, placed the charges, connected the detonators, and lit the safety fuses. After lighting the fuses, the two cavers began moving back through the lower passage as quickly as they could. Their goal was to climb the vertical 15-foot ladder pitch and reach the upper passage, putting some distance between themselves and the blast. Judging by where their bodies were later found, the men did manage to climb the ladder and reach the upper passage. We can assume that this was when the explosion went off below them. In the enclosed space of the cave, the blast acted like a giant piston, forcing the built-up carbon monoxide and other toxic combustion gases out of the lower dead end and up through the vertical shaft. They had moved far enough away to avoid the force of the explosion, but they had not escaped the carbon monoxide produced by the blast. It is one of the most dangerous gases because it has no color, no smell, and no taste. It does not sting the eyes or irritate the throat. A person can be breathing air that looks completely normal and still not realize their body is being poisoned. Carbon monoxide enters the bloodstream through the lungs and prevents the blood from carrying enough oxygen around the body. The first symptoms can include headache, dizziness, weakness, nausea, and confusion. As the poisoning becomes more severe, a person loses coordination and may quickly become unconscious. In the confined passages of Cote Gill Pot, the concentration may have been extremely high. Marvel and Staniforth may have taken only a few breaths before they became physically unable to continue toward the entrance. After the blast, carbon monoxide, smoke, and dust remained inside Cote Gill Pot. The narrow passages did not create enough natural draft, so the products of detonation stayed inside and continued to mix with the air. The alarm was raised the following morning when it became clear that the two cavers had failed to return. The police and the cave rescue organization were called to Cote Gill Pot. When the CRO rescuers arrived at the scene, they were able to descend into the cave and find Richard Marvel and John Staniforth, but the bodies could not be brought out right away because a high concentration of carbon monoxide was still present in the enclosed space of the cave. The recovery began only after conditions inside had become safer. The bodies of Richard Marvel and John Staniforth were brought out of Cote Gill Pot and raised to the surface. It was later established that both men had died from carbon monoxide poisoning. If you're interested in more real underground incidents and careful step-by-step reconstructions, subscribe to Vaughn Reconstructs. There are many more cases ahead. Take care, and thanks for watching.